Hello all and welcome to the next video here in the Onion Man's rooftop Cow caravan of treasure, and sometimes Bard of the Street continues as it always will, and we are in the next issue of Journey into Monthlies. Yeah, I got my Midtown Comics order in a couple days ago. I was a little late on this one, but got it in, got it ordered. They got here. I also have a separate order I ordered like the same day I ordered these, and it's still not in yet. From In Stock Trades, I ordered Captain America Sentinel of Liberty Volume 1 and the newest trade of Benjamin Percy's X-Force. Well, technically the last trade since I'm getting it monthly now. But yeah, those have not, they just barely shipped out, so In-Stock Trades taking its sweet-ass time. I mean, I love In-Stock Trades and I like their discounts, but their free shipping or $4 flat shipping, whatever it is, man, it takes a minute. And that was like at least 2 weeks ago. So yeah, kind of wild that those just barely shipped. Anyway, we're into our Midtown order for, we're in July, so these will be for June 2023. And yeah, let's go and open up and see what we got. I don't think there's too much of a change this month. We'll see. Trying to think of what I've added and taken out. Got our little brown bag here. Okay. First out the gate, we've got Doctor Strange, number 4. I really like the Doctor Strange book. Jed MacKay has been doing a really good job on it. Alex Ross has been doing the covers. Each of the covers has been really good. This is probably one of the lesser covers, but it still looks pretty cool. And it's a pretty fun story. I'm not going to go into spoilers, but it kind of ties into the whole 60 years of Doctor Strange thing. There's a lot more kind of cosmic atmosphere to it, kind of like an old Kirby type of thing going on. It really works. So if you're interested in Doctor Strange beyond just the MCU stuff, definitely give this a try. I would also recommend Jason Aaron's Doctor Strange run. I really liked it. There's a couple of other decent Doctor Strange runs, but Jason Aaron's and then this one for sure have been really good, so check those out if you want. Looks like we got our last issue of Black Adam. This is Black Adam issue 12 of 12. This is Christopher Priest finishing up his run. It's been pretty good. It's got some ups and downs. My biggest thing is there are some issues where there's a severe lack of focus on Black Adam, and it kind of feels like it was just filled in to pad out the 12-issue run. But besides that, overall, I think it was good. This is the last issue, so I can't give it a full grade until I read this issue. But without this one, I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10. It was a fun book, but not like great or perfect by any means. The covers were always really cool. I kind of like this one. I like that they kind of have a more classic Black Adam there in the background. But if you want a decent Black Adam story, then I'd go ahead and pick it up. Mainly just a Black Adam-centric story. Because usually a lot of times with Black Adam, you're either getting stuck with a lot of Earth 2 stuff, or he's like thrown into like a weird mixed match with the Justice League or Shazam stuff. But if you just want a pure, only Black Adam kind of centric book, I'd recommend it. Probably cheaper as a trade. Wait for it to come out in trade, and then wait for that trade to go on sale, and then pick it up. So there you go. Looks like we got Detective Comics issue 1073. So yeah, I like Detective Comics. Ron V's been doing this one. I actually think it's better than Chip Zdarsky's Batman run. Darsky's Batman run is good, but not great. I think his Daredevil run is really good. Much better than his Batman run has been. As far as like a main Batman book, I would actually go with this over the Chip Zdarsky book. I like the more darker actual detective vibes of the book, kind of mixed in with like some supernatural elements. It really works. So awesome cover here too. I like it. I've really enjoyed all the covers on this. And it's got good art in the inside too. Looks like we got X-Force number 41, the Ghost Calendars. Cool. Yeah, so we're 2 or 3 issues deep on this new kind of take on X-Force, this sort of soft reboot. Colossus is back, X-23 is back. I think it's working out a lot better than it was before. I love Benjamin Percy. My biggest issue with his X-Force was, again, I think there's so much X-centric titles, X-Men-centric titles. It kind of just got lost in the shuffle and was a little muddled. I have not read his Wolverine. I've heard positive and negative things about his Wolverine run, and I'm a big Benjamin Percy fan, so that's kind of disappointing. But I thought for the most part his X-Force run was solid, but it did feel disjointed at times. Like I said, I have his last trade, the newest trade to come out. That's going to be the last one I get because I'm going to try to pick it up in single issues now that it's not a 2-a-month title anymore. But I like that Colossus is back. Anytime I see Colossus as a center point for a book, I tend to pick it up because I'm a huge Colossus fan and I like to see what's going on. So yeah, he's back and it's decent for what it is. What is... I'm getting like whatever on this cover here. There's like... That's supposed to be Colossus's hand behind Deadpool, but it looks like tiny because of the aspect. I don't know, that just looks weird. That's janky. And you got like big blocky Omega Red over here. Is what it is. But I do like that he's kind of going a little bit more simpler with the story, not trying to tie it into all the crazy stuff that happens in Immortal X-Men. It works out a little bit better when they're just kind of on their own. We have Incredible Hulk #1. This is being written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. I'm going to give it a shot. I always try to give Hulk books a shot. There's a few characters I'll always kind of give a shot when they kind of have a soft reboot. Hulk is one. Wolverine's one. Captain America. Batman. There's different characters I'll hop on board if there's like a brand new issue, a brand new series coming out. And I've heard a lot of people say this was a really fun issue. That it's kind of going back into a little bit of what... Al Ewing was doing with a lot of the horror kind of monster elements of Hulk. So I'm interested in that, but looks pretty cool to start off, and we'll see how it goes. The last time I read Hulk was the ending of Al Ewing's run, which is fantastic, by the way. There's a reason that book won Eisner Awards. Go back and read Immortal Hulk if you have not. It's fantastic from beginning to end, and I'm hoping this can kind of capture some of the same horror vibe elements, because I think Hulk is... You know, you don't expect Hulk to work in that environment, but he really does when done right. So, definitely interested to give this a shot. The Age of Monsters has begun. What do we got? Immortal X-Men #12. We got Colossus on the cover on this one, too, so we'll see how that goes. Glad we're kind of done with the Immortal X-Men stuff, the Sins of Sinister stuff. I was not a fan of the Sins of Sinister stuff. I think I was just expecting more out of it. And it kind of feels like it just fell flat. I feel like that's a big thing for Mr. Sinister-centric stories in general. Mr. Sinister is kind of like one of those iconic but weird X-Men villains. Like, there's a lot of people who really like him, and he's definitely got an iconic look. I'm trying to find a good way to put this. I apologize. I'm stumbling over my words. I think he works better when he's like the second in command guy. When he's Apocalypse's lackey and like trying to pull the strings from behind, but Apocalypse really knows. Like, he's that character. He's better as the Shang Tsung to somebody's Shao Kahn, like Mortal Kombat. Like, Shang Tsung works better when he's like trying to manipulate behind the scenes and not always there front and center. And, you know, Shao Kahn is the big bad guy, but Shang Tsung is working from the shadows. I feel like Mr. Sinister is that guy for the X-Men. He works better when he's not really being seen and at the forefront, and he's kind of the lackey with a bigger motive. So Mr. Sinister stories to me always tend to fall flat, and that one was no different. So glad we're back in just a regular Immortal X-Men, kind of working on just breaking things back down and kind of rebuilding. So hopefully it's good. Immortal X-Men's been one of those really big hit and miss books for me, so hopefully we're back on track with this. Chip Darsky's Daredevil. I prefer this over his Batman run. His Batman run is not bad, but I definitely prefer his Daredevil run. I think his Daredevil run has been good since he started a few years ago. It's been really solid. I think he does a great job with Matt Murdock. It works. The stuff with Elektra has been really good. And it's like, the stuff with Elektra I wasn't expecting to be good, but it really was. So nice to see that it worked out. This is a pretty cool cover with them like upside down and everything. Yeah, better than his Batman run. If you're only getting one Chip Darsky book, get Daredevil over Batman. Maybe an unpopular opinion, but here we go. There you go. Chip Darsky's Batman. More Catwoman, yay. Not really, but yay. It's not so much that I don't like Catwoman as much as it just feels like every once in a while DC really tries to force the Batman and Catwoman thing down your throat, especially when Tom King was writing, and then just put out the shittiest conclusion to a story you ever could have with the whole wedding thing. But yeah, issue 136, Legacy issue number 901, Chip Darsky, Batman. It's been good. I like that he's tried to break Batman down a little bit more to basic stuff, more detective work, more of a Batman noirish feel. The problem is Detective Comics with Ron V is doing a better job of it. I think this has been very clunky, very wordy, almost like he's trying to fill stuff in to pad out the stories, which I do not get from his Daredevil run. Every issue of Daredevil feels like it has a purpose. Not every issue of Batman feels like it has a purpose. And I think that's where Chip Darsky's run is really getting hit and miss. I'm going to keep going with it just because I think it's good enough to keep going. But if I can only pick one, I'd recommend Daredevil over his Batman. Just kind of my thing. Shazam number 2. I read the first issue by Mark Waid. I thought it was good. I like that we're kind of getting back to a more serious, relatively speaking, serious Captain Marvel. And not just this kiddie Shazam type of thing like they were trying to force into the movie and all that stuff. Which those movies sucked, by the way. I'm sorry. They just did. If you're going to blame... I'm just going to go in a soapbox here for a moment and apologize. I know Zachary Levi wanted to try to blame The Rock for bringing down the DC universe and, my movie sucked because he wasn't in it. If you have to blame somebody else not wanting to be in your movie for the reason it sucked, your movie is the problem. Your movie should be good enough without having to have BS cameos in it. Sorry, Zach, but that's just the way it is. You don't hear other movies when they suck talking about, well, if we had this cameo, it would have been good. Like, no, your movie sucked. Deal with it. That being said, I'm glad Mark Waid is writing this. Mark Waid knows the character of Shazam. If you've never read Kingdom Come, go read it. I'm not saying this is like Kingdom Come levels of greatness. That's not what it's going for. But he's delving into the history of the character a little bit more. There's that little bit more of a serious take on it, and I like that as opposed to just the kiddie, big, goofy child Shazam. He's supposed to have the wisdom of Solomon. Make him have the wisdom of Solomon and be smart and serious. So there you go. And lastly, we got X-Rider, Ghost Rider 15. We're kind of continuing the Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch story. I'm not a big Danny Ketch fan, but I have liked this. It's Benjamin Percy. Again, his X-Force has been pretty solid, a little hit and miss. I've heard mixed things about his Wolverine. I was a huge fan of his Green Arrow run, and I'm a huge fan of his Ghost Rider run. I think he does Ghost Rider very well. So yeah, there you go. And we're getting more into like that Depths of Hell stuff. Like one is the ruler of hell, one is on Earth type of situation. So if you haven't read it, definitely go on to it. It kind of continues off of Jason Aaron's Ghost Rider from back in the day when he was doing the War of Heaven and Hell stuff. So second time I've mentioned go back and read Jason Aaron and then come back and read this. I would go back and read Jason Aaron's Ghost Rider and then kind of jump into Benjamin Percy's run. And Jason Aaron's just awesome. I'm a big Jason Aaron fan. I'm upset that he doesn't write Thor anymore. So now comes my favorite part. We get to pick the cover we like. We got Ghost Rider. Cool cover, but don't think I would go with that one. Shazam, kind of a basic cover. Batman, looks cool. I like the lighting effect on it, but I do like this Daredevil cover. Just kind of the aesthetic of him and Elektra hanging upside down. But I don't know if I'm going to go with that one. I do like this Immortal X-Men cover a lot with Colossus. I like bearded Colossus, old man Colossus. So that's a maybe. This whole cover's kind of cool, but the way it's drawn makes it look like Hulk kind of has weird long hair, which I think he does. But, X-Force, pretty standard cover. Kind of has that weird Force perspective of Colossus's fist back there I don't like. Obviously, the Detective Comics covers are always going to be in the final run. I like this Black Adam cover, but it's not the most crisp cover. A lot of the previous covers for Black Adam have been really clean, really smooth, really crisp. This one's a little grittier, a little dirtier. I still like it, but I don't think I'm going to put it in the finals. And, of course, Alex Ross is always going to be there. So, we're down to 3. We've got Doctor Strange, Immortal X-Men, Detective Comics. I'm going to take out Doctor Strange, kind of change it up a bit. We're going to go Immortal X-Men or Detective Comics. I really like this Detective Comics run. It's giving me a very, kind of like the old Batman Tales for the, what is it, Tales of the Dark Knight or whatever. Kind of give me that kind of vibe, like a Mike Mignola kind of vibe, which is really cool. But this X-Men cover is really clean. Maybe a controversial pick. I'm going to pick Immortal X-Men. I like this cover. I like Colossus a lot, and I think this is a really cool looking cover. Like smashing through the thing. There you go. I like it. Wearing his classic costume. So, and also I hate that they put these upside down sometimes. Let's switch that out. Alright. No Miracle Man issue this month. It's delayed again. I don't know if that's just going to be a normal thing, like it's going to be a bi-monthly book or what, but it is what it is. So there's our cover of the month for June 2023. We're going Immortal X-Men number 12 with Colossus. Smashing through some stuff here. Pretty cool. I like it. And there you go. Those are the pickups. Short, simple, to the point. Out of all of these, what would I recommend the most? I get that question a lot, especially on Instagram. I'll get a message like, what book would you recommend jumping into the most right now? Chip Darsky's Daredevil would be up there. The only thing is you got to go back and read the old stuff too. And it's kind of a lot, but if you pick it up in trades, maybe it won't be so much. In terms of new book, that Mark Waid Shazam book's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. I do like it. I think Benjamin Percy's Ghost Rider would be a good one to pick up in trades. So I would say either like something short and simple. If you don't want to have to go back and read a lot, like Darsky's Daredevil run, I would say either try to pick up Ghost Rider, Benjamin Percy's Ghost Rider in trades, or go back and pick up the first couple of issues of Jed MacKay's Doctor Strange. I think that's going to end up being a really good book because so far the first couple of issues have been really good. So there you go. Those would be my two. But that's it for this video. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. You do not have to if you not want to, but I always appreciate anybody who does. And I will catch you guys in the next video.